Hello, here we're using Maxsea's Timezero Professional version 3.2, as you can see here. It has the PBG module enabled along with the WASP module, which allows us to display and edit WASP backscatter and depth data, which is what we are showing here with the backscatter there and with the depth shading here. Down at the bottom left we can change the depth bar from discrete around to automatic. You might notice that at this particular view it's showing the minimum depth 31 fathom approximately and the maximum depth 184 fathom. Certain points here were lifted as the boat was hauling and it was getting incorrect readings for depth and backscatter, and as such if we leave the depth auto bar on, the red to blue really is giving us all red because there's particular depth points which are far too deep from what they actually should be. There actually isn't a big hole in the ground there. If we turn it over to manual depth and we show between 20 and 70 fathom, then it looks much more what it should look like. You notice with my cursor in the middle of the screen on the bottom right down here, this depth figure is showing us there's 52 fathom, and a bit over here it's blue or over 62, 63 fathom deep. But these parts that are shown white are no longer displayed because they're away over the 100 fathom mark. What we could do is erasing those parts from our own database. So if we turn it back over to automatic, perhaps we'll cut this bit out. We'll roll the ball to get in closer. We go to the button to delete PBG points. Note if you're on a vessel, you can't do this while you're recording PBG data. So the PBG button must be turned off first. And select that button, click and hold, and simply draw a box round the area you want to delete. And whenever I let go of the button, it then joins the start point to the end point, and hey presto, that part is now gone. You could do that on large chunks or just do it on the specific area that is obviously not right. We'll do that again here. Just round the deep part. That was where the boat hauled up before turning and shooting again. As he was hauling up, he was going back through the water. There was a lot of wash going over the transducer, giving it incorrect readings. You note as soon as we cut that out, the automatic depth colours change because those particular deep parts are now gone. So in this zoomed up part that's 32 fathom to 68 fathom. If we do that again, a couple of other little points, look, a couple of other small areas here. Just round there and delete that part. It's quite easy and quick to do, and as long as you don't try to delete too large of an area at one time, it doesn't take long to delete the data. Do it again. Just giving you the disclaimer that it could take quite a while if you tried to delete half the ocean. And hopefully that conveys as to how to delete PBG data. You notice maybe over here I've done it previously, and there's a bit here I've cut round and cut out. Here also, and also here. There's no real reason to square off the end of a track. It's just that the data is wrong and you want to remove it before you have to overwrite it. I'll do the same again here before we finish this video. And okay, that's nearly finished that. You see the chart depth marks below are showing 54 and 58 fathoms. So that is the sort of reading that we're looking for. And on the bottom right of the screen where my cursor is moving around, it's showing that the figures lifted there were 56 fathom. Over here 54, etc. Zoom out. Still showing us all red because I haven't deleted all the other parts yet. I delete this bit, and if I was to clean it up completely, it would give me the auto depth. There it is zooming out there now, but over this small area that was worked, the depth bar would change from something like I had it set on manual, 20 to 70 fathom approximately. So put it back on automatic, and just before I finish, I'll flick over to the backscatter in this view. Bottom hardness is where you'd have a Fruno sounder connected in, but if you're using Wasp, it'll be the backscatter option. And you can change how it looks on the screen depending what your upper and lower limits are for the backscatter. You can change it over to automatic, but I don't personally like that one because every time you zoom in and out, the colors will change, and perhaps can be very confusing as to know what sort of ground you're looking at. If we set it on manual and set it to figures that you're happy with, there's no right or wrong. It depends on what your system is set up like and the ground you're working. Hopefully you can see the ground differences in terms of hardness from one area to the next. Okay, that will do us for now. Hopefully that's been of some use.